So, I turned on the news last night. Flashing lights and wailing sirens across the screen, the headline soared, "Foreign man burned alive. Xenophobic attacks continue." I suppose I should thank them for their punctuality. I had almost started living with this sense of faint peace, so I guess it was time for reality to come crashing down. Now, normally, the sight of burning flesh or the thought of a man set alight, fire licking at his skin, peeling away layers of meat to get to bone, turn bone to ash and man to nothing, wouldn't have made me flinch. In fact, normally, under normal circumstances, my reaction would have been less than underwhelming. But last night was different. Because for the first time in a really long time, I found myself getting angry. Like, breathe fire out my mouth, break bone with bare hands, or scream really loud, kind of angry. Because now, even now in my 16 years of existence, my 16 years of not belonging, I'm still not able to understand how this is okay. Perhaps I should have learned my difference when I was younger. Or rather, I did. I remember the first day of grade school, I was so excited, barely able to keep my smile in check, little legs bouncing in anticipation for what was to come as I sat on Mrs. C's plush carpet and waited for her to call out my name. "Abigail Smith." "Hi, Abigail Smith," we chimed loudly. "Ayanda Zama." "Hi, Ayanda Zama," we chorused excitedly, until she got to me. Or what I think was me, Tariro, Tario, Nyam Nyam, something. "Hi," pause, mumble, they whispered. During the course of that year, I undertook self-inflicted metamorphosis, changing the name my mother gave me to Tari, because I needed my difference to not stand out so much. By the time we got to grade 3, I barely had a surname. I went by Tari N. When we sat in groups, the black kids would sit laughing and talking in their mother tongue. I'd sit wondering what it was they were saying and too afraid to ask, "Why don't you speak our language?" They spat. When I was home, I refused to speak my mother tongue because speaking words out loud was bringing life to a difference I was trying so hard to bury. I told my tongue it better learn to form words in Zulu, cultivate greetings in Tswana, because apparently in this country speaking English all the time was denying my blackness. And apparently being black is defined by only 9 languages, and now not belonging to those 9 definitions of blackness warrants your death, to the point where I have to use words like normally to describe how I feel when I see a burnt body. Like normally and burnt body belong in the same sentence. In what world do they belong in the same sentence? See, it's not really normal to me that when I walk out the door, I have to literally wonder if I'll come back. And not because I did anything wrong, not because I hurt anyone, but simply because the flag my forefathers salute to happens to not be the ones yours do, and I guess that signals not one of you. Side note, how do I belong less to you than a white man? Not one of you, as in foreign. Foreign to the land my ancestors called home, the continent that birthed entire civilizations and built whole cities, the soil that cried rivers of blood. I'm sorry, when you say foreign, do you mean foreign to the history of slavery and oppression, or the struggle that is my blackness? Foreign to the victory that was 1994, a victory of a war fought by forefathers who didn't salute your flag but called your people theirs. Men and women who took up arms in the name of your freedom, your goddamn freedom. Or is that a history that's foreign to you? And now, I apologize if it seems like I'm angry, because I'm not. No, I'm pissed off because I cannot for the life of me understand what you mean when you say I belong on the other side of an imaginary line. Like my Africanness is so insignificant that it can be confined to dotted lines and makeshift walls, branded border posts. Like the millions of uneducated girls on this continent do not belong to me. Like the 200 kidnapped Nigerian girls do not belong to me. Like the casualties of Cyclone Idai in Mozambique, Malawi, and Zimbabwe do not belong to me. How dare you tell me that I do not belong to a continent I call home? You speak of my people as if they're an alien. My people? My people are African people, black people, African queens and kings. sons of the sun, daughters of the sun, survivors of oppression and slaves to no man, 54 countries, 3,000 ethnic groups and more than 2,000 languages, my people. More than 1 billion people belong to me and I to them, and I'm getting real sick and tired of idiots who think they can play God, because who the hell are you to tell me where I should and shouldn't be? See, pretty soon, all these years of anger will turn into a hatred so fierce you won't be able to stop it, because we've watched too many people die to not be more than a little pissed off. And I'm so tired of acting like this shit is normal, because it's not. It's disgusting and barbaric. And I want you to hear me when I say this. Enough is enough. I'll repeat it slowly so you make no mistake. We have had enough. So the next time you feel like burning something, allow me to make a suggestion. Set alight your ignorance. Allow the flames to look away at your tremendous stupidity, because one day soon you might just find yourself the one on fire. Fire licking away at your skin, peeling away layers of meat to get to bone, turn bone to ash and you to nothing. And nobody would give a damn, because you, dear friend, just simply don't belong. You just don't belong.